Well, presumably if someone has served their sentence and gotten out, is now looking for a job, the fact that they have a criminal history may or may not be important. But if everyone looks for criminal histories, who's going to get a job after they've been convicted once? Even if for a valid reason. How else are they going to make a living? Go back to crime. We can overdo our checks. In closing, and there's so many more things I could say on this, and I apologize for just very briefly going through, skimming over the tops of a few of these. We have some challenges as technologists, and I'm assuming that many of you here are technologists, if not all. The first thing we have to do is we have to understand that we accept risk. And we have to do it consciously. There are many risks we accept unconsciously, or at least our fellow citizens do. The number of people who still smoke is staggering. The number of people who drink and drive is staggering. Who drive without seatbelts, or are riding cars without seatbelts, like the governor of New Jersey, who's currently in critical condition as a result of a crash where he was not wearing a seatbelt. Wonderful role model, by the way. Those kinds of risks are things that we accept unconsciously. And look at the success of Atlantic City and Las Vegas on state lotteries. There's risk there too, that generally you're going to lose. So we accept many things, but why don't we accept the risk of a very small number of potential casualties from some terrorist events rather than accepting wholesale all of these invasions of privacy and new security regulations? More people have died each year from drunk driving or secondhand cigarette smoking in the state of North Carolina than did in 9/11 in the World Trade Center attacks. But how have we changed our behavior on drunk driving or tobacco laws in North Carolina in particular, or any other state that you care to name? We are not treating risks the same. We're not thinking about it carefully. That's something we as scientists and technologists can change. We have to decide the balance of cost versus benefit. How much are we willing to give up for what benefit? We have to understand the concerns of the people we're talking to, like the politicians, like the professionals in law enforcement. We have to accept that they are well-meaning but perhaps misinformed. Not all are well-meaning, but that's a good assumption to start with. And then last of all, we have to speak out with actionable ideas. We have to give alternatives. If we're going to make a change, rather than simply saying no to things, we actually have to come up with alternatives that will work. And that actually is one of the biggest challenges and one of the most interesting. I'll leave it at there. If you're interested, the USACM website has a number of links to position papers and things that we have put forward as suggestions about how to fix various areas. And I suspect during the panel and the break afterwards, I'll be available to talk to others as well. So thank you very much.